they're very environmentally responsible here. I'm very impressed by that. And they have a great love of the outdoors. And I thought Australians love the outdoors, but Vancouver really lends itself immediately. I mean, you can walk out of your front door and get on your mountain bike. You can go skiing straight away on these mountains very close to the city. You go on the harbour on a boat. It's got an amazing... It's very rare in a city to have the harbour and the mountains so close to each other. So I think that's what I will always take with me about having moved to Vancouver, is the way everyone enjoys their life on the weekends. I mean, moving countries, I do it every year practically, and it's always difficult, but this was a very nice place to come to. Have you been pleased with your character's development thus far this year? Yeah, I think it's very difficult when you're running a show with a lot of characters to serve each character. And in a way, it was very easy for them to focus on Vala because everyone else, all the other characters had been here for so many years, apart from General Landry and Cameron Mitchell. And I think that it was important that Vala, we saw her grow up a little bit. You know, we needed to see the more human side of Vala, otherwise she just would have been irritating all the time. So it's good to see that she's developed some slightly deeper relationships with everyone that she's, on the base. And what the beauty of Vala, I think I was saying earlier, is you're always wondering what she's going to do next. So there's always room for development with Vala. You just never know. She's very surprising. So anybody in particular you would like to work with on future projects or in Stargate? Well, I have just heard that Fred Willard is coming to work on the show, who's done a lot of wonderful Christopher Guest films, Mighty Wind and Waiting for Guffman. Best in Show, very, very funny actor, and I'm glad to hear that I'll be doing some scenes with him. We've worked with some wonderful guest actors on Stargate, and in the future, I would have loved to have worked with, may she rest in peace, the wonderful Madeline Kahn, a comedian, very funny comedian. Of course, I know it's a cliche, but I would love to work with Meryl Streep. I love Diane Wiest. I love Joan Allen, Sigourney Weaver. There are some very interesting people out there, and there are a lot of people who's, I'd love to be directed by George Clooney, Steven Soderbergh, Doug Liman, Michael Mann, Scorsese. I mean, the list goes on. There are a lot of people that I'd love to work with. I'm trying to think of some younger actors, but when you have a baby, you don't get to watch any television or see any movies from start to finish. What can you tell us about the episode you're shooting right now and your character's involvement in it? We are filming an episode which is a very interesting story. It's based on a story that Ben Browder suggested to the writers, and if I can talk specifically about it, I don't want to give away spoilers. We go through the gate to investigate a museum, and things are not what they seemed. We end up in a very tense situation on an alien planet, and we have a first contact situation with them that doesn't go well and doesn't go according to plan. And I think it's an interesting story. It's an interesting idea. Vala gets to display some of her criminal skills. What's been the most joyful part of the year thus far for you, and the most stressful? I think, as I said, the 200th was probably the most stressful for me because it was so busy, and it was, the build-up to it of relocating and having the baby and shooting every day, very long hours for many weeks. When we finally got to the 200th episode, and we were doing overtime as well on top of that, very difficult. And the most joyful part has just been just all the good days. We have a lot of laughter on set, and I've really enjoyed it the best days probably for me have been when I've done a scene and members of the crew have come up to me and said, that was really funny, I really enjoyed that, thank you very much for today, thank you for entertaining me. It was, that means a lot to me, and we've had some really great days. Do you follow any fan-based review comments? I really don't have time. I'd be fascinated to know what's happening on the net right now, having a look at the response and see how everyone's feeling. I'm sure they're very upset, and I hope that they're finding ways to keep their spirits up. But I think if you're going to listen to reviews, you have to be prepared to accept the bad ones with the good ones. You can't just sort of, I've been very lucky. TV Guide, Matt Roush, a lot of reviewers, they've all been, incredibly supportive. So, it's nice for me to that Vala has been so critically, accepted. Really? I think there's some people. I've been told that there are some posts on the net about, and I saw a couple myself. If you're a Vala hater and you think she's ruined the show, post here. I think controversy is a good thing. I've been told you should always be controversial. Favorite story? I have to say Morpheus. Really funny. Second episode of the season, so. I don't know if it's been on air in Belgium yet, has it? So, are you buying the DVDs? Good. Okay. Yes. There are the memes. Yeah. What characters would you like to see yours develop with more? Well, we have an opportunity, Amanda Tapping and I, to have a Vala, and why do I keep blanking on her character's name? Samantha Carter. Because I always call her by her last name. In fact, we've done so few scenes with each other that I rarely refer to her character's name as Vala. Samantha and Vala have a couple of moments in an upcoming episode called Family Ties. So it'd be nice to have a little bit of character development there. It'd be quite funny to do an episode with General Landry, because I think Vala likes to tease him a lot. He's, and Teal'c, who she calls Muscles. He's not the muscles from Brussels, but he does have big muscles. It'd be funny to do an episode with him, but we had a couple of funny moments that Chris and I have improvised this year in season 10, and we're always trying to sort of put in as many character sort of moments as we can. So